This is the Roamer G, and this is why it sucks. More precisely, why it failed. So it's kind of the Switch itself. So there's two forms, tactile and linear. And from what I've experienced from the tactile side, it just loses the mechanical feel. When you first use this keyboard, you have this unique tactile feel. The center empty, tactile enforced, and a slight bump. And then after you use it, it turns into this mushy yet still tactile feeling, which it's a mushy brown switch that wants to be a red but isn't. And it's supposed to be a brownish type switch, but it's not. Yes, the no spill RGB, the centerpiece highlight of the switch. When they designed the switch, they designed it around the lighting, and so naturally, they centered the light source towards the user. Personally, I like more of a spillover, but I get it. It's formal, it's clean, and a year or two from now, you'll see the lights bleed. And these points aren't just me. Multiple people around the internet have this on notice. It's a shame, but still. I mean, heck, you bought a keyboard for $100, and after a few years, this is experience. Yeah, it's a tough one. Number 3, you can't replace the switch. In a time where keycap switching is popular, let's talk about the current market, shall we? We got keyboards with swapping keycaps and key switches entirely. Custom keyboards are rampant. Well, maybe a year ago, but they're still quite popular. And all of a sudden, more parts of a keyboard start to matter, none of which the Roamer G is compatible. By design, they chose a more unique and defined route, but it just came with the inherent flaws of being so out of the blue. Double clicking. I really can't tell if it's just me at this point, but there are times when I'm just typing something, or just when I'm playing a game, and all of a sudden, I seem to either accidentally double press the switch, or actually double registers. I have no idea. I can't tell. Really, let alone the ping that comes from the bottom out of this keycap, the switch feel. There isn't really anything good to say other than it feels different from a standard mechanical keyboard. It doesn't have that same drop in the bottom out of a membrane keyboard. It has more depth is a better word to describe it. You get it out of the box, it feels hollow compared to a standard mechanical switch due to the switch not being under your thumb, rather wrapped around your thumb. The bottom out feels scratchy in the beginning. You get used to it after a while, and after a bit of heavy use, you start to lose that scratchiness, but it still doesn't feel as smooth as red. And then you get to the point where the keyboard doesn't offer a meaningful bump to call it a brown. It's not smooth enough to be called a red, and it definitely doesn't carry the characteristics of a blue. It really just feels mid. Maybe or even worse. It's just too late. This keyboard had great potential. I admit, even I was hyped. And a lot of great things were said about this keyboard when it launched, and about a year after its launch. But with the current market and how things are, I can't see this keyboard continue to thrive as a competitor and something of value. But I will say that more products in the field create more competition and more choices for consumers, which is ultimately a win. The Roamer G started strong, hype, a unique keyboard, a striking design, the new standard for keyboards. Now it's all irrelevant. The Roamer G was looked at as a standard for speed and tactility, but what made the keyboard special was exactly what made this product irrelevant and a product of the past.